Hey, what's up? Today I'm reviewing the What I Eat in a Day video by Make It Dairy Free. He posts a lot of vegan recipes, sort of like avant-garde vegan. Okay, he's going to cut up some fiber and sugar with no nutritional value. Cultivated man-made fruit. Alright, what he has here, as I said, is just empty fiber for the most part. And by the way, strawberries have been found to have 10 different kind of pesticides. And it doesn't matter if they are organic. It may be a tiny bit better, but the point is that they are incredibly bad for your gut, seeing as the pesticides work like antibiotics. Really a bad decision to buy that because obviously those are not good quality strawberries. The peanut butter is at least homemade. Maybe it doesn't have salt added to it, but it's still full of lectins, phytic acid. It doesn't change how unhealthy it is. To combine. Okay, super typical. Basically, he's reminded of his childhood of eating maybe cornflakes with milk, or who knows what, maybe it was even oats. It doesn't matter. The point is that kids eat this stuff because they want the creamy milk. They don't eat it for the oats or the cornflakes. That's why he's mixing it all up, combining it, because he doesn't actually want to taste the oats or the flax seeds. He just believes that they are healthy, even though they are dead fiber, they are indigestible, and now he's adding more sugar to it, and of course a peanut butter because he's craving fat, just to cover it all up and try to imagine that he's eating actual dairy. And it's funny that the channel is called Make It Dairy Free. Of course, it's saying, hey, I'm going to give you recipes so you can remember all of the dairy foods that you used to eat that you crave so much. But as you can see, that's exactly also what he's doing here.
I drink water with like every meal. I don't know if that's lazy or cheap, but I definitely want to say I'm cheap, or maybe I'm genius. The thing is, I don't really eat breakfast every day. Sometimes it's on purpose, but other times it's not. I wake up and my body goes on like autopilot. Yeah, but when I do eat breakfast,
That's just the body eating itself, and especially if after every vegan meal you are bloated and lazy, then of course you will not want to eat breakfast sometimes. It's not a good sign at all.
overnight oats is 100% one of my go-tos. Until one day, I just completely forgot to set it up the day before, and then I wanted it, so I was just like, screw it. 5-minute oats, here I come. Now, I love it. As I said, it's my go-to. And if I wouldn't advise trying it for 5-minute oats, probably try the overnight oats first, but it's definitely my jam now. For the most
It doesn't matter what kind of oats you eat. That's a so-called food, and it's really not food at all, that the slaves used to eat when they had nothing else. Promoting oats in general is just dangerous. It's sad, pathetic.
part with breakfast, I'm pretty much a creature of habit, which is weird because I really love just creating and inventing foods. So for my overnight oats, for example,
You can't create or invent foods. All that you're saying is that you're trying to imitate animal foods, which is what you actually crave deep down. It's just ridiculous having chefs or anything like that nowadays who try to make recipes or new foods, which is impossible, is really what's destroying everybody's health, because they believe that there's a new meal out there which is good for you, which is healthy, blah blah blah, when actually all that we have is our natural diet and there will never be anything else.
If I'm out of peanut butter, um, like Thanos, I'll just start snapping my fingers and having people disappear. It's certainly a thing. I would honestly really
He's incredibly
just
slow.
swap it out at times. I don't really
Probably
like it with
slight
anything
brain
other than
damage.
peanut butter, but I have tried like hazelnut spread or coconut butter, cashew butter. I mean, but yeah, I mean it tastes okay, but it's not what I'm looking for. It's not. It doesn't like hit the spot the same way. Okay, so slight
Try butter?
tangent, right?
He's really promoting the worst peasant food possible. At first it was oats and now it's potatoes. Boy, that's really crazy. They really don't understand what they're doing to humanity. And he uses olive oil. I guess he's going to bake the potatoes. Maybe we'll see. And that's of course bad because olive oil oxidizes. Never cook in any kind of plant oils in general. If you eat potatoes like this, cover them in lard. Salt and pepper because they don't taste like anything really. Shriveled up dry potatoes. Great. Just a baked cancer ball. He may not realize what he's doing there, but he's adding the red tomatoes because red is what makes us want to eat. That's what makes the food look appetizing. And again, just like before with the peanut butter, now he adds tahini because he's craving animal fat. And that's the only kind of fat we eat in nature. There's no tahini or no peanut butter. There's no peanuts. In general, all of this stuff is cultivated anyway. And some spinach just to put it on because that's healthy, and a bit of spinach leaves. I hate them. I would never want to eat them as such, but I'll just put them there.
What is it with people making a baked potato and not eating the whole thing? I say that like I'm not in that club. At least a few years ago I was. And now I'm not in that club anymore. I guess because I'm more educated that I can eat the skin of the potato. So I eat the whole thing now. But I'm sure other folks have other reasons. As you just saw, I season the skin now because I'm ready for it. That like it's about to go down. I forgot to mention this when talking.
Maybe it's just a natural way people sense that the skin is harder to digest, and of course, that's where the anti nutrients are also a large portion. So they would, of course, not eat the skin. Naturally, you don't want to eat the skin of any kind of potatoes, any fruit, obviously.
But like those and potatoes, a couple different ideas on our website that you can into and ultimately get creative with. So definitely try those out. So there's this common misconception that none of us have fall for. It's purely just curiosity. That's in a sense my answer.
The video would
So
probably
I
be
guess this is my
half as
answer.
long
This is your
if you wouldn't talk this
tangent
slow.
where all that food goes. It's certainly not our bellies. Honestly, it should go to the kids. You know, kids eat, and kids eat, but it doesn't. We actually we share it. We give that stuff to family.
From what I understand, he has children and a wife. Are they also vegan? Has he ever shown them? That would be interesting. From what I understand, he feeds them a vegan diet, or at least they get the same meals.
We have a pretty good network, I would say. We also give it to our neighbors. We love junk food, so don't get it twisted. I,
All vegans
I
do.
completely just contradicted everything I just said.
Brown rice is worse than white rice because there's more anti-nutrients. It's basically more toxic. And I can see where this is going. He's trying to create a salty, savory kind of meal, the tofu. Basically, probably a meat imitation. No, yeah, of course, salt and pepper. What is this crazy obsession with freaking broccoli? I almost see it in every video I review nowadays. Is there some even crazier trend going on now that they are promoting broccoli so much? It's not at all a healthy anyway. It's not. It doesn't even belong in the same universe as the word. But it's not in any way good for you in any way at all. It's a man-made plant. It doesn't exist in nature. Nobody has ever ate it before modern civilization. That should say a lot. It's full of sulforaphane, which is a toxin in there. It poisons your body, kills your cells, goitrogens, and so on. It's a wow. Of course, he's going to bake it, cook it, so it's unrecognizable. Yeah, some salt and pepper just to try to somehow cover it up. Just make it into some crusty something, maybe something meatish. Oh wow, I was wondering the whole time. There's no way he's going to make that sauce and have the raw garlic in there because garlic is a very strong antibiotic, one of the most toxic things you could possibly eat. But from what I can see, he only used the heated tofu, which may kill a tiny bit of it, but he didn't show that he put it anywhere back in. So it looks like it has the raw garlic sauce soaked into the tofu. Basically, you're taking antibiotic pills. Really crazy. One of the worst meals I could possibly imagine. Antibiotic pills, which will kill your nervous system also. Wow. Your gut will be destroyed. The broccoli will also do the same. Kill lots of cells. Then you've got brown rice, which is empty fiber, carbohydrates, but no micronutrients. He's not getting. Where are the micronutrients? Oh wait, he's vegan. He doesn't get them anyway.
Does anybody else eat dinner around like 5 o'clock, and then you're not hungry for the rest of the day until someone says dessert? Ah, I'm so sorry. That's me. Yep. That's 100% me. But knowing that about myself,
Cringe.
I actually really love being in the kitchen. But I notice that's if there's nothing pressuring me to be in the kitchen. Like my 5-year-old, you know, wrestling me down at my kneecap, talking about, Daddy, I'm starving. Bruh, you just had food like 10 minutes ago. Shout out to my babies. I love them. Thank you so much for the love and support. That's all I got. Believe in good. Peace.
Blah. More cringe at the end. That answers my question from before. The kids probably are vegan. And you say that you love them. Really? Your kid comes up to you 10 minutes after a meal, says that he's starving, and you say you love them, and don't even think about what's going on. That's impossible. If a kid eats, even if it's a piece of steak, but some proper animal foods, with saturated fat, which has all of the fat-soluble vitamins, seeing as plants don't have over 50 nutrients, that's why it's happening, all the B vitamins from the meat, ideally red meat, and so on, they would never come after 10 minutes. They would maybe come after a few hours and want another meal. Basically, you're admitting in front of everybody that you're starving your children and you're completely oblivious about it. That's the crazy part. If you would really love them or have some kind of feelings, which I can understand that vegans don't really have because they don't feel any empathy, seeing as they have a psychotic mindset because of the starvation. That's just psychology 101. That's what happens with malnutrition. I'm not trying to offend you or anything. It's just that that's just what generally happens to vegans. That's it. They just don't feel anymore for other human beings. Even for your children. It doesn't matter who you're with. That's really messed up. And it's all about the food being cheap. And of course, vegan food is cheap because, as I said, it's peasant food. Potatoes, oats, grains, seeds, some bird food, and only what people who used to completely starve ate. You can create recipes and try to please people's taste buds, as long as you firstly focus on how nutritious the meals are. That should be your first concern as a chef or anybody who creates recipes for your customers and especially for your family. Do you not want to satisfy them? Man, thanks for watching.